We're going to look at our second Jason Voorhees from NECA's Friday the 13th, Part 3D. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at another Jason Voorhees. We're looking at Ultimate Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, Part 3D. Now this is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It's right up there with Friday the 13th, Part 2. Like I mentioned in the last video, Part 2 and Part 3, depending on which day you ask me, is my favorite Friday the 13th movie. And today, since yesterday Part 2 is my favorite Friday the 13th movie, today we'll make it Part 3D. Now yes, 3D, it was filmed in 3D. And it came out in 1982, so 3 consecutive years of Friday the 13th. How great is that? So I was 9 years old when this movie came out. It actually was the first movie to knock off E.T. from the #1 spot at the box office. So yes, but it was the second highest grossing horror movie of that year, only because Poltergeist came out that same year. So great year for horror right there. You're talking Friday the 13th Part 3D and Poltergeist. Come on, it don't get much better than that. All right, checking out this box. It has this 3D effect going on in that main cover there. And I don't know if it's showing up on the camera or not, but it is in 3D. And that is pretty awesome, if you ask me. I like that a lot. And that's it. It's got the, just like the movie poster art, you got your silhouette, the knife coming through, Friday the 13th Part 3D. Awesome job. It says A New Dimension and Terror up here. This side you get NECA real toys and a hockey mask, which this is the first movie of Friday the 13th that Jason gets his hockey mask. If you remember Part 2, he wore that sack over his head. And then Friday the 13th Part 3D up there. This side is the same exact thing. Bottom, warning, copyrights, labels, makers, artists, directors. Yep, that's what that is. Movie reels. On the back, we have a picture of our action figure with and without his hockey mask on. So you got a little barn. It's kind of dark on there. Not sure if it's turning up, but you get this kind of barn scene. A lot of this movie was filmed in a barn. So I'll give this a quick read. Friday the 13th Part 3, 3D. An idyllic summer turns into a nightmare of unspeakable horror for yet another group of naive co-eds ignoring Camp Crystal Lake's bloody legacy. One by one, they fall victim to the maniacal Jason, who stalks them at every turn. If you look closely, you can see an axe, you can see a spear gun, you can see a rope. You get about all the weapons in there. Do we have the pitchfork? I'm not seeing the pitchfork in there. But yeah, great movie. Great special effects. Oh, and I did forget to mention, there is really small. It kind of looks like they want to hide it from us. But this is for ages 17 years and up. And also, if you look real close here, there is a little blood dripping off that blade. Like I said, not sure if that's showing up. I sure hope it is. Now in this movie, when he gets his hockey mask, this is the only blunder of this movie, I believe, in my opinion, is when he gets his hockey mask. Now there's a guy in this movie, a character, one of the kids. His name's Shelly, and he's kind of a prankster. Well, he gets a hockey mask and a harpoon gun, and is going to scare one of his friends. And well, before he can get that done, Jason comes in and kills Shelly, takes the mask and the harpoon gun. But it happens off camera. Oh, why did they do that? They show Shelly loading up. They show Jason walking in. And then it cuts to an outside scene to another character. And next thing you know, it cuts back to the entrance and Jason's walking out with the mask on and the harpoon in his hand. So they don't show him actually getting the mask for the first time. I really wish that they would have showed Shelly getting killed and then him taking the mask from him. Would have been epic. Now, maybe there is a director's cut out there that I haven't seen, but man, with, a director's cut with deleted scenes, man, if there is, let me know about it. Leave it in the comments, because I definitely want to look that up, because I've never seen Jason actually take the mask. All right, enough said about the movie. Directed by Steve Miner, I should say, once again. And the box office made almost $37 million with a budget of $2 million. So again, a really good box office for, yet again, the Friday the 13th franchise. So let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at what we have inside. And there you go. Look at that great photograph of Jason right there. And that is of your action figure. And then the actual action figure right here looks so, so good. Now this time Jason is portrayed by an actor named Richard Brooker. And he is my favorite Jason. Favorite Jason of all time. Big guy. He was British. I believe he was British. But he has passed away. But man, he was so, so good at playing Jason Voorhees. Now, we will go ahead and take him once again out of the bottom like we did with our Part 2 Jason. Cut there. We'll get in. Pop that open. Now, if you do hear a dog out there, that is not my dog. That's my neighbor's dog. They don't really take care of their animals too good, so they sit out there and whine and cry all day long. All right, pulling it out. Here we go. And inside, there is nothing back there, but our tray does come out, so we'll take a look at that. We'll pull off there and check it out. It's a dock. Awesome stuff. Picture of a dock, a light on top of it, so a good photo op right there for you to take. And here he is in his plastic coffin. Look at that. He does have a twist tie this time back here. So good news, we can just untwist that. Let's go ahead and see if we can get these out of here without cutting our tape. First off, we'll pull out the pipe wrench. Yep, he gives that to somebody right upside the head. Looks good. It does have some paint apps. It looks like it's brown or a burgundy with some silver on it. So pipe wrench. Next, we'll go ahead and pull out this big old knife. Ooh. Pretty large knife there, and it complete with blood on it. So blood on the blade of that knife. So that's our second weapon. Now we'll go ahead and pull out our pitchfork, and I'm wondering if this is the same exact pitchfork. I think it is, that came with our Part 2. Next, we'll go ahead with the axe. Big, heavy axe. Great weapon there for Jason. And then we're going to get out, again, his machete. This one don't have blood on it this time. No blood on that machete. And now we got a poker from the fireplace is what that is. And then here's the harpoon gun. And the harpoon is on there, but it's not able to come out of there, unfortunately. So harpoon gun with harpoon still in it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weapons by Jason Voorhees right here. Now, the main events, we're going to get an extra head. And we'll look at that in a minute, but it does look like it has a removable mask a removable mask, but we're not going to remove it quite yet. We're going to sit her right here. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, we will untie our ties here. Just one twist tie. Set that to the side. Let's get a hold of Mr. Voorhees. And Jason has been resurrected. That's it. And here he is. Man, and he's got the physique of that Richard Brooker, the actor. And, oh, this feels so good. He is heavy. Really, really heavy. Shirt is not sculpted on. That's awesome. It is a rubbery feeling shirt. But let's go through this articulation real quick. He looks down. And he can look up. He does a lot better motion than our other Jason Voorhees from part 2. And even a lot better in Leatherface too. And he will go left and right quite a bit too. So great articulation on his head, comparatively speaking. Could be better. Shoulders all the way around. He does he have a single butterfly in there. He has a single jointed elbow that will go all the way around. We have articulated wrists. We have hula hoop waist. We have pretty good splits, pretty good straddles. Maybe not quite as good as part 2. Let's see, the legs do go around also. We have single jointed knees, and we have articulated ankles on a rocker, and they go up and down, but not enough to pirouette, and our same boots. Now this is supposed to take place, this movie takes place exactly one day after part 2, so Jason goes on a rant. He never stops this rampage. So he killed all 10 of those kids. I think he kills another 7, 8, or 9 people. There's a motorcycle gang that's picking on the teenagers. They get killed too. So, I mean, it is got some great special effects on it. All right, let's take a look at Jason Voorhees. Mask looks really good. Really good. It looks really great on the action figure. I'm trying to see if I can see his eyes. Yeah, I can see his eyes behind there. He's got this green shirt on, and he's got those big shoulders and big traps like that, like Richard Brooker had, the actor that portrays Jason Voorhees in part 3. So, I mean, just a strapping guy, just a big old dude. And I've watched interviews and stuff with the cast saying how great a guy he was, and I believe he got cancer and succumbed to that, but unfortunate. But yeah, my favorite Jason Voorhees of all time. Let's see this. He's got a little blood running down his neck here. He's got blood on his shirt, blood on his pants. No blood on his hands though, but a lot of blood all over him. He's got the faded blue jeans on, and looks dirty and grimy, just like part 2 did. And work boots, check them work boots out. Looks good there. So yeah, I like it. He's got one really good gripping hand and then a really wide gripping hand, if you can see that right there. Really soft, pliable hands, but one bad thing about it I'm noticing is these hands come off really easy. So gotta be careful with that. Let's see, there is no markings on his feet. Let's see if on this package, if we have a date. I don't see any, so I'm gonna have to write this one on and put it on the screen on the copyright date as well, or release date, and I'll stick that up there because for some reason they're not putting them on these NECAs. Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th Part 2 had it on the bottom of his foot, but nothing on this one, so that's kind of unfortunate. But, well, let's pull this mask off first. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Looky there. Mask actually comes off, and he is ugly. Super, super ugly. It's one paint apple in here. Brushed over, so, but man, look at that head movement on him. A lot of head movement. See how easy, his head comes off really nice. Now we'll try to put this second head on. Now, the second head mask also comes off, and he's got the blood all over him. So one is a bloody face, and the one that was on him is not a bloody face. So pre-hit and post-hit on this action figure here. There is a big old gouge right there. So that looks really good. I'm really, really happy with this. Do I like it better than the part 2? Let's go ahead and get him down. So here's Jason part 2. I think I do like this part 3D Jason a little better. I mean, they are pretty close. I like them both a lot. And this one is so creepy. The sackhead Jason. We'll put him right back up there. So yeah. Now let's go ahead and try to get this axe in his hand. So that looks really good right there. He's holding that axe. Two-handed. It's kind of just floating in this hand. That looks really good. So axe looks awesome. It fits. Let's try the pitchfork. It does a lot of killing with the pitchfork. And again, just laying in that hand. Awesome. Pitchfork looks great. Now we'll go with the fire poker. And again, he can rest it right in that hand if you want. Or you can just one-hand it. Looking good there. Little knife. Holds the little knife really well. Bloody knife. Then we got, of course, the big machete. Now this is the machete I remember. The other machete was a backwards machete. I mean, NECA does a great job with how they design these. So I'm sure they looked at that movie and they probably thought, man, I don't like the way that machete is. But that's the way it is in the movie. So this one is straight away. That fits good. And then we get the pipe wrench. That looks good. And then the one I really wanted to see, harpoon gun. And that is really fun too. There you go, harpoon gun time. Man, this is awesome. I'm loving this. Bonus head, you got the pre and post axe to the head. Man, this is awesome. I love it. I actually love it. So happy to have it. This was really hard for me to find. This is probably my latest NECA purchase I've made. I couldn't find it. Finally, I believe it was at Target. Target online. So I ordered it online. And then it went on back order. And then it finally come through. And about, I don't know, a week and a half after I ordered it, it came via FedEx. But yeah. Great stuff. We'll get some still shots of it. And oh, I want to mention, it is my wife's birthday. So if you see my wife out, tell her a happy birthday. Happy birthday, babe. I love you. And for Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th, Part 3, 3D. Until next time. Oh.